Hi, I'm Jeff Waltz from Saline Community Education. I am extremely excited about our fall programming this year, and I am super pumped for the Salt Valley art classes that we have to offer this fall. I am here live at the Salt Valley Arts Studio, and we're going to meet Sue McDowell, who's the Executive Director of Salt Valley Arts. Come with me, and let's take a look. Here she is. Here's the star of the show, Sue McDowell. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I am here at Salt Valley Arts, and this is a beautiful space.
Thank you.
Tell me more about it. I see the advertisements for Salt Valley all over town.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys are all about.
Oh, this is a great place. So we started in 2016. I think you remember 212 Art Center that was down on Michigan Ave. They announced that they were going to be closing in the spring of 2016. They announced they were going to close in the fall. So we had about 5 months. And there were a group of us who had been active participants there who said, we can't have the city of Saline without an art center. So we got together with some community members. David Rhodes was instrumental in helping us. Denise Robideau, who is the CEO of EHM Senior Solutions here, was a big fan of what we were trying to do. And we said, we need a space. We need a space for our instructors to teach. We need a space for exhibits to be held, events to be held. And this spot came together. And so in 5 months' time, by September, we had contacted Saline Community Ed and asked if they would be kind enough to be our administrative arm and help us announce and register classes. We got our core instructors together and said, we've got a spot you can teach in. And we were offering classes in September, and we were ready to go. So we now do classes and have been doing classes for adults and for kids. We've got things going on in the evenings, during the day, on the weekends. 2D, a lot of drawing, a lot of watercolor, oil colors, acrylic painting, fiber work. We've got some weavers, some knitters, some quilters. I teach a glass fusing class here. We've got a woman who teaches Zentangle, which is a form of graphic design and creative art drawing. And then we've got some other craft people that participate that do kind of one-off classes as we think the need and as the interest is there.
Well, that sounds absolutely amazing. And if we could be so lucky, I would love to explore the space and just have you show us where all these classes take place. Does that sound cool?
Happy to show you.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, let me show you the room that we got. We've got 2 of these that we use for drawing and other activities.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sue, this room looks really great, but tell me, where are we?
So this is one of 2 rooms that we have that were the old triage rooms in the ER. Still look a little triage-y. We're still working on that. We're working on, we have only been here for a little while. But these are really great multifunction rooms. So these are the rooms that we use for a lot of our drawing classes, a lot of our kids' classes. We have a kitchenette right across the hall. We've got restrooms right across the hall. It's a nice little contained space if you're teaching young people. The other thing that's really cool, if you look over here, you've got water. We've got lights, we've got electricity. Those are huge as instructors. So this room becomes one of those rooms that we can swap out. Val Mann, who's a local artist, does a silk scarf dyeing class in here. Because you've got the water, you've got the space, the students can really work at individual tables, or you can put the tables together. In the fall, when we do our crafternoon, each one of these rooms becomes a separate artist station, and then the participants move from room to room to room to work on things. And so they look a little bland to you and I when we aren't filled with kids, but if we were filled with people, we wouldn't be able to be in here. So it's kind of a fun space to have, and it's really a multi-purpose space for us with the whiteboards and the lights and the clean floor, cleanable floors. It makes it really easy to teach kind of art of any kind.
Well, leave it to artists to turn a hospital room into an art space. That's really amazing. You guys did a great job. This
Thanks.
is really cool.
And stay tuned, because we're, what you see now looks a little pale and a little bland and still a little, ER-like. Those things will change.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So, Sue, this room looks a little bit different. A little bit bigger, a little bit more going on. Tell us more about this room.
So this room is kind of a different room. It is larger. It was in the corner. It is got different air handling in this room than some of the other spaces. And this is the room where I keep all my glass supplies for teaching the glass fusing class. It's still multifunctional. We still have drawing classes that use this room. We still have other artists teaching out of here. But I have the luxury of storing my supplies here. So it's kind of fun for me personally, because this used to be material that I would haul to every class. And now the students come in and they can make bowls and plates and pieces of jewelry, and we do landscape art where people actually make landscapes out of glass. And that's pretty much, you pick up your glass over here, you decide what you're going to assemble, you clean it all off, you go to your table, you start working on it, you put it together. I take it home and fuse it for the students. We don't actually have a glass kiln here, and then we bring it back.
So excellent. So I noticed we have a piece from this class. Tell us.
So this is a fused glass bowl. And the way glass works is the physics and chemistry of glass are when you put 2 pieces of glass together, you put them together and you put them in a kiln up to 1500 degrees, and it becomes one single piece of glass. even though it started as multiple pieces. Then what you do to get something like this is you put it over a ceramic mold at about 1300 degrees, and it just falls into the mold and into the shape of the mold underneath it, and you get something like that. Wow, and so the students come in and just use colors that resonate with them, patterns that resonate with them, whatever their creativity takes them. And then if they want to have something that's functional, that's actually like a bowl or a small plate, we get them to do that as well.
Well, that is really excellent. It's a beautiful piece of art. But I did see one more room. I was hoping we could visit.
Oh yeah, you have to check out this larger space. It's a pretty cool spot here.
Excellent. Thank you.
So let me bring you into this space a little bit more, because it's a pretty cool spot.
This looks like it was made to be an art studio.
It's a pretty interesting spot. So if you had been here at the old Saline Hospital, this was the billing and insurance space in the old ER, and there were walls. All of these dividers were, high, so that you had privacy between the different compartments, and there was walls in the cabinet that's over there. And as we were talking with Denise about using and repurposing this space, we see this space as being really multifunctional. So we decided not to remove the counter in the middle because it's at the perfect height for two kind of different things in the creative life. One is sewing machines. And so we have our big mitten project in here in the fall. That's where we're making mittens out of wool sweaters and fleece for Saline Social Services. And this room gets hopping because you can put 2 sewing machines or more on each counter, and there's electricity and there's internet underneath every single one of these stations. And then on the opposite end of the continuum, this is where we teach Photoshop and digital camera skills. Because again, we've got both Wi-Fi in the building, but we've got internet connections, we've got the electricity, and it's a good counter level for that type of work. And it's particularly well designed for a laptop and other materials that you've got down here. So it's like 2 opposite ends of the art or creative world that we can do in here. Eventually, we also see it as possibly a retail space, or at least certainly for holiday sales, we would probably use this space because it's a really nice way for people to be able to display things on counters. And then we've got sort of a nice access point to the main foyer, as you saw when we came in. So it's a really different location.
Yeah, it's remarkable, just the space that we have in here to operate. I can imagine 12 or 14 sewing machines just going wild in here.
It's pretty crazy in here when that happens. And the cabinets that are against the wall are just filled with mittens of all sizes. And it's a very festive feeling.
Very cool, very cool. Well, hey, I'm being told that there's one extra room that might be something coming soon in the future.
Sure.
Do you mind showing me that?
No, not at all. Let's go over there too.
Sue, I couldn't help but notice this kiln in this room. Please tell us more about what we have in store with this.
So this is sort of in that feature of to be explored later. When 212 closed, they had a really wonderful pottery studio. They had a lot of space in their basement. They had some great staff there. We actually acquired one of their 2 kilns that they had at the time, and the hope is that we'll have somebody who can teach ceramics here. Our facility is set up a little differently. It's probably going to be hand-built pieces rather than the pottery wheels that they had over there. But it's pretty cool to be able to see, you've actually got the working kiln present, and ceramics instructors come on board, we'll be all set to go, and we can offer classes here.
Salt Valley Arts continuing to grow, continuing to branch out, all sorts of different art classes to provide to the community. Sue, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
It was
Jeff.
a real pleasure visiting your space.
Great to talk about it.
Thank you. Hi, welcome back. I may have found the most amazing seat in the entire school district, and that's in the front row of the Saline High School Theater. Look around. This place is absolutely amazing, and it just so happens that if you take our Youth Theater Guild class this fall, that you might end up on this stage when you get older. The Youth Theater Guild class uses skills like scene interpretation, character impressions, and the effective use of your voice on stage. It is an extremely popular program, and if you want to sign up, get in quick because it will fill up. Youth Theater Guild this fall. If singing and performing is more your thing, perhaps the Red Apple Opera class is the one for you. It's grades 3 through 7 this fall, and they're going to do an entire performance, theater performance, and musical on Shakespeare on Trial. It's going to happen in the auditorium. It's singing, it's movement, and a class geared towards preparing students to perform in musicals as they get older. Red Apple Opera this November through Saline Community Education.
Want to do one more?
Sure. Well, I think I left something out. Let me make sure. Okay. That's not in the shot, is it?
No.
Okay. Perhaps if singing is more of your thing, look for the Red Apple Opera program this fall, starting in November. No experience is necessary. It's for students grades 3 through 7, and it incorporates singing on stage, performing, and storytelling. It's going to be held at Liberty Auditorium, and it's going to be a full musical performance of Shakespeare on Trial. That sounds like fun. Red Apple Opera is for you, Saline Community Education this fall. In addition to all the wonderful classes we just described, let's take a look at some of the other special offerings this fall. In the Adult Enrichment section for classes this fall at Saline Community Ed, take a look at the Essential Oils for Healthy Living course. This is a brand new class starting up this season, and it's a class that involves looking for more natural alternatives to the products we normally use for health and wellness. Wondering what all the hype is about with essential oils? Well, come and learn how we can support our health by naturally using what our beautiful earth provides. It's a new class taught by Blake and Jessica Easter that's running on Monday nights. Take a look for essential oils. Have you ever been told that you have a great voice? From audiobooks and cartoons to documentaries, commercials, and more, the Getting Paid to Talk class will introduce you to the growing field of voiceover. Learn what the pros look for, how to prepare, and where to find work in your area. We'll discuss industry pros and cons and play samples from work voice professionals. In addition, you'll have an opportunity to record a short professional script under the direction of our teacher. The Voice Coaches class, Getting Paid to Talk, on Wednesday night, one time only, on October 25th. Check it out. We have a very special opportunity. Doc Ping, a local Saline celebrity, is teaching his meditation course this fall on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights at Liberty School. Doc Ping is a certified NFL agent. He's worked for over 30 years helping NFL players extend their careers. If you're looking for a relaxation, unique meditation class, check out Jishuken Meditation this fall. As always, ladies and gentlemen, the driver's ed classes are back in Saline with 4 sections in Segment 1 and 4 other sections in Segment 2. Starting in September, we'll have an AM and PM session, and in November, a morning and afternoon session as well. This is how you get your driver's license for your high school student. Once Driver's Ed 1 is complete and the driver has completed the required hours, you can sign up for Driver's Ed Segment 2. We've got sections that are 3 days long, starting in September. There's also a session in October, November, and December. If you want to get your driver's license and get out on the road, check out Driver's Ed this fall. The Great Lakes Education Group has a plethora of classes this fall, and surely there's one that you can find that'll help your high school student. We've got ACT practice tests, SAT classes, free SAT, ACT seminars, SAT practice tests, and the all-famous SOAR study skills class. Take a look, page 15 on the guide for college and test preparation. Great Lakes Educational Group has got you covered when it comes to improving your ACT, SAT, or study skills. If you have a young artist at home and are looking for after-school classes that involve drawing and shape making, well, Flipside Art Studio has you covered. They've got several classes: Art in Action, Artisans in the Making, The Artfulness of Lines, Color, and Shapes, Exploring the Elements of Art, and that's not even a start of what Flipside is offering. Whether you have an experienced artist or someone just looking to start out, we use color, shapes, negative space, symmetry, all those concepts in 2D and 3D. If you have an artist, there is a class here for you. Check out Flipside Art Studio this fall. As always, our Young Rembrandts team, the Power of Drawing team, is back in action with 2 sessions, Session A in the fall and Session B in the fall. They'll be bringing their program back to all of the elementary schools starting on September 18th. This class is for students, introduce them to the fascinating world of color, pattern, and design. They start with a detailed still life drawing of a beach and continue to explore proportion and composition in our chameleon and fire truck renderings. Learning about shading and multiple color schemes, we create a unique design of stylized fall leaves. These students come out of this class knowing how to draw. It's really extraordinary. That's the Young Rembrandts Power of Drawing. Parents, you may have heard about this in your child's class. We're talking about coding, and Community Ed is extremely excited to have our first coding class this fall starting in October. It's called Let's Code It, The Digital Dimension, and it is an after-school enrichment class. Both new and returning participants are welcome. The course will immerse students in the world of computer programming. Your child will have the opportunity to design games, explore animation, and combine music and art with coding. The class uses the block-based programming system Scratch, which was developed by the MIT Media Lab to teach programming concepts. Topics covered include event handling, coordinates, conditional statements, user interface design, variables, logic statements, and synchronization. In addition to teaching programming skills, this course will also nurture students' creativity and problem-solving skills, and each participant will receive an award and have the chance to earn belts. Let's code it. The digital dimension is here this October. The famous chess scholars are bringing their class to Community Ed this fall. Develop your child's intellect through the royal game of chess. Current research has shown a strong link between chess and academic performance in a variety of areas, including mathematics and language arts. Also, chess has been proven to enhance children's motivation, concentration, focus, social skills, and creativity. No previous knowledge of chess is necessary. Each class will consist of a fun, interactive teaching period and guided practice time. Both beginners and experienced players are welcome and will get to the next level under the guidance of an experienced chess scholars coach. There will be competitions with prizes at the end of the session. If your child is into chess or you're looking to get them into this activity, check out the Chess Scholars. One of the best science programs we've ever offered is back this fall at our elementary schools, taught by the Mad Science of Detroit team. It's called Sensational Science. The program consists of the following classes. They're going to harness heat, take on temperature, and they're going to see a storm and how the friction creates heat. They're going to use lights, color, and action, talk about the science of color. They're going to talk about nutrition, step into the healthy habits, and put together a food pie and lay out the perfectly proportioned meal. They're going to talk about optical illusions, sonic sounds, and tantalizing taste, all in one awesome class. Sensational Science kicks off in late September, and we're hosting it at Woodland Meadows, Pleasant Ridge, and Harvest. The class ends in the mid-November. You'll want to sign up for this one right away. It will fill up. Sensational Science this fall. We're bringing music back into the enrichment program this fall with 3 really cool classes: Guitar Stars, Kids Keys, which is a piano course, and Let's Dance. If your child's into music and wants to learn how to play the guitar or the piano, or they're getting introduced to the world of dance, check out those 3 classes coming up this fall. Does your child love basketball? Then join us in After School Hoops this fall. Daily drills teach the fundamentals of passing, dribbling, shooting, and defense. Physical fitness and conditioning routines improve participants' athleticism and motor skills. Each session concludes with fun games and scrimmages that will leave your child eager for more. All skill levels are welcome. New players will focus on the fundamentals while repeat students advance their skills through practice and repetition. This is the one-on-one sports after-school hoops class. They'll also be offering after-school volleyball. Speaking of volleyball, our Youth Volleyball League will be back in action this October that will provide students with an opportunity to learn and develop volleyball skills, play games in an organized setting, understand good sportsmanship and teamwork, and have fun. This league practices 1 time per week, starting in October, and has games on Saturday mornings. Generally speaking, we've had 6 teams, and we've played a full 6-week schedule throughout the fall. If you're interested in playing or interested in coaching your son or daughter, please let me know. As always, our competitive travel basketball teams will be back for boys and girls starting this October as their season runs throughout March. In 2017-18, competitive travel seasons will start for boys with tryouts on Sunday, October 15th. The season runs from November to March, and the tryout schedule is as follows. Grades 3 and 4 is going to try out from 2 to 3:15, and grades 5 through 6 is going to try out from 3:30 to 5. This is a competitive team. And for more information, you can email Jeff Waltz at waltzj@salineschools.org. For the girls' travel season, we're holding tryouts on Sunday, October 1st. Grades 5 through 6 at 2 to 3:15 p.m. and grades 7 through 8 from 3:30 to 5. The 5th and 6th grade league will run from November to March, while the 7th and 8th grade league will end in January. That's to accommodate school basketball. This is a fantastic way to prep for the middle school season that runs from January to March. It's almost time, boys and girls, for the travel basketball season, the competitive season, starting in October. For boys and girls, our seasons run from late October into late March. They play on Sunday afternoons or Sunday mornings at Saline High School, and they practice twice a week in one of our elementary or middle schools. The travel basketball tryouts for the boys are going to be held on Sunday, October 15th at Saline Middle School, while the girls' tryout is a little bit earlier on Sunday, October 1st, also at Saline Middle School. If you're looking for more information, please feel free to email me at waltzj@salineschools.org. Does your child want to be an engineer or an architect? Well, the Engineering Adventures class could be for you. This is your chance. This class joins engineering skills to test to build bridges, buildings, vehicles, and more. We'll learn about different types of careers for you to explore. Do you like to design cities? You might become an urban architect one day. Do you want to build bridges and structures? Then civil engineering might be the job for you. How about designing a cool electric car? We'll do all of these things in engineering and ventures. Thanks for watching another edition of Saline Community Ed's offerings on SCTN. If you have a class that you want to sign up for, feel free to visit us at salineonline.org or by calling at 734-401-4020. Thanks a lot and have a great season.